let me just let the game start. Okay, now I can answer that because I need a visualization. I need to see the heroes. Okay, so bottom lane we're gonna have Phoenix and Spirit Breaker. I feel like Baboka and Spirit Breaker aren't gonna do a lot there. It's mostly just like let the Spirit Breaker farm, Phoenix can rotate, secure the lanes. That's my speculation. Unless some big mistakes happen by Faceless Void and Shadow Demon, they shouldn't be dying. Phoenix can die, but Void and SD shouldn't. That's the first call. Second call on the mid lane. Mid lane, it's a Shaker, right? Yeah, nothing to say. Shaker versus Primal Beast. Yeah, without rotations, I don't know. I don't see a kill happening as well. The potential is there for both of them, but only if one makes a blunder. Top lane is probably the most interesting one. I feel like on top lane we can see some bloodbath because if they get a good creep, they can really dish it out into Naga. Weaver can get out of position as well easily. Some stroke of fate and blood grenade, and he's gone. So top lane is the obvious call, but you know how it usually is. When it's too obvious, players play a bit more carefully, and then they mess you up.
Yeah, that's how I feel like maybe I should trust my gut feeling and say that top lane is actually going to be passive. Hence my prediction that Doom's just going to farm, Naga's just going to farm, but traditional in its sense, traditional Chinese Dota, where we see our first kill at 15 minutes.
The old school Chinese Dota, yeah, before they became more Eastern Europe than Eastern Europe. There was a switch. I think you know what my conspiracy theory is. The shift was, well, not conspiracy. What my theory is, all the Malaysians and SCA players infiltrated the Chinese region. They brought the brawl with them.
Well, you got a whole team of them, basically here.
Yeah.
On the side of Invictus Gaming, only Monet and X-Nova, or was it Baboka? Yeah, Baboka.
Baboka. X-Nova
is the two natives basically for the region, and the rest have been. They found a place in the China region, which also is a kind of a statement because it was a very, very long time that the Chinese region was literally 100% just Chinese players. Unlike every other region, which is kind of like mixed teams. NA doesn't even have an NA roster, the good old EG, the Shopify Rebellions, and of course now they've gone their separate ways. But I think it's a statement in a sense that they've come to stay.
Yo, what's happening by the way with NA? Do we have like an NA team right now? I wasn't following the region. After Shopify Rebellion disbanded, do we have anyone?
And then Nouns also went all over the place. So
what about TSM?
I don't think they do. TSM is all over the place, right? They have Immersion as their fourth player. Kasane, Whitebond, Braille, Tomato. That's, Peru, Canada, Indonesia, place, two Russian players, so no Americans.
Yeah. I mean, finally the NA LUL memes are real.
And also Snaking. He went to the Middle East, North Africa, Team Falcons.
Yeah.
But I was surprised by one thing. I talked to you about Area 1234. He's playing with Gamax Esports as a POS4 player. He's called the very famous Area. So
the very
carry
famous
player, the very famous. Yeah, he's definitely very famous in my memory, at least. Yeah. Irving.
I love that confidence. Yeah, he's dropping a bit low. He has the Devour for some bonus armor to help him.
Actually, so I need to take a look at what's going on in that qualifier. They're playing up next against Winter Bear, but that's Middle East, North Africa. We are watching China Dota here. The other lower bracket matchup that started at the same time is Team Zero versus Team Aster. Both had 2 O's from their previous round.
Mid lane Courier, easy clap.
Noise snipe.
Unfortunate, yeah. The Courier followed him through the river. Do you ever get angry at couriers? At your Courier, by the way?
angry at couriers.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I have
that's
this.
kind of wrong in a way, but I get your point that their pathfinding can be very messy from time to time.
Yeah. JT being hit by the tower a bit bot, but should be fine. Dude, like I think I have some disorder. Like I get too easily pissed off by my courier, like to the point of distracting me from the game. You know, the way people flame bottom lane Shadow Demon. Is this a kill?
Oh, I mean, now it should be. Icarus Dive does connect, and first blood for IG. Maybe even a second kill. Faces Void is fairly low here, so Baboka, JT keeping up the pressure. Time dilation is popped, though. A little bit of tick damage there on the side of Baboka. He does have Fire Spirits ready, and now Void really hanging on a thread here, because Baboka is just sending more and more spirits in, and that is your second kill on...
Top lane.
So,
Irving.
maybe no more... Are we starting the bloodbath now? By the looks of it,
Seems
we
like.
are.
Oh, nice.
Slow.
Nice little stroke of fate. I wonder if he tossed... Ah, no, there's sticks on Weaver. I was thinking maybe if he tosses Blood Grenade, uses sticks, he could go, but... on Weaver? But no. He had too many sticks. It survived.
They're,
Yeah, my...
No, I mean, I don't know. I'm just, you know, baffled by the thought that we have 2 kills already.
Yeah. I expected 3, maybe on top lane, but all my expectations are wrong so far. I guess mid lane, nothing is happening. Shaker is owning the primal.
But they are fighting in the top lane now, especially with Baboka rotating. Imitator just dies to X-Nova and a couple of Naga illusions chasing around. So a third kill for IG. Bright are sitting at 0 right now.
Dude, just look at mid lane for a little bit. Nothing to say is... Oof. This is painful.
Yeah, this is straight up destruction in the mid lane, yeah.
Don't get hit, sir. It's not healthy.
Yeah, Primal Beast was not the counter for the Earthshaker, at least, so nothing to say is going to get a free game.
Top lane, Irving, TP's out.
Nope.
He tried to TP out.
That's a walk of shame, sir. He's gonna be walking back to lane. So even more trouble for the side of Team Bright. IG really prepared for this one. They're just they're on fire.
Yeah, every single lane. They won all 3 lanes basically, and now on bottom they're rotating in. Maybe they want to go for a... Nah, Weaver actually.
And silly me was talking about during the draft that they have stable lanes and they're locked in these lanes. Hell no, IG they're moving around.
Yeah,
and it's mostly just the Phoenix really.
Yeah, I mean these 2 supports are actually very mobile, like, and can rotate quite a bit, especially if you secure the Naga's lane early on, and then she just illusion pushes and farms the jungle. Then as Weaver, you're free as well.
Yeah,
but it looks like 2 Wisdom runes will both go Dire's way.
All right, they're going to attempt on the Naga in the top lane. This is going to take a lot of work, but they got the Inkswell stun. He's down to 300 HP, pops the Lotus. TP coming in from the Shaker. This could be huge with that Ghost Slam. Imitator gets slapped down, and Monet gets to survive. Irving runs out of firepower against this Naga, so nothing to say. Getting his first kill on the board, too.
Yeah, and that's, by the way, 2 Wisdom runes going IG's way, too.
And that, too. Everything's going their way. This could be a very fast game.
Yeah, it's not looking great. Like, you have Shadow Demon. I feel like he should have contested the Wisdom instead of going for the kill on Naga. It's easier, right? Like, he can... Like, Phoenix cannot contest him, Weaver as well. Like, you just use Disruption on them, you take the rune. Well, didn't happen, unfortunately.
It's tough to say what Team Bright is looking at right now. And also, a thing that I've been very curious about for a very long time, and I haven't figured out an answer to it because I haven't spent enough time with the Chinese region. Like, I occasionally cast the Chinese games, like, maybe a few times a year, and that's it. Mostly I just spend my time with West Europe, mainly East Europe, and, of course, NA the last couple of years, as Phoenix gets just hammered down in the mid lane. Is the Chinese player mentality. You know that they respect their opponents in a different way than we Westerners. We have a lot of banter. We have a lot of flame going on. And when it comes to, like, official matches, you can see that if you're playing against a clear favorite, they're excited to play that matchup. And they know they're going to get destroyed, and then they feel bad about it. But they were like, hey, we got to play against a pro team. How does the Chinese teams face against each other? And how does Team Bright take this matchup versus IG? Is it an honor for them? Do they feel fear? Are they already demoralized that, yeah, this is the best team of the qualifier, we're going to get destroyed today? How do they think? Do you know anything about that, Lizard? Because I clearly have no idea.
There's a lot of respect in the region, like to the old school players. Like I think way more respect to old school players by most teams. But there's always outliers. There are always players like Emo, like Shiro, you know, like guys that are gonna be, well, not necessarily Shiro. I mixed him up with someone else. But basically, there are always players like Emo that are young, that are gonna be very flashy and also kind of a little bit disrespectful, you know, in the old chat and in the way they talk to elderly players. But in general, I feel like there's a lot of respect, like even more than in the Western scene.
It's just that, does that respect turn into fear of your opponent?
It depends on the personality of the player. Like you can't put that on a region or not. Like some players thrive,
right.
You know, like some love.
I was just thinking if there's some kind of culture to it as they try to go for nothing to say, and this could still work out. Inkswell, big stun, connects onto 3 heroes. Pulverize comes out as well. And they're going to have to drop the chrono. They destroy the egg first. That's the first target. Can they get more? JT under a bit of a stun lock. X-Nova, however, is cleaning up a double kill for himself. And there looks like the Faceless Void's going to be the next one to follow. Monet doesn't have the ensnare, but pops the song. They've got their time to get their spells back up of cooldown. And Primal Beast, does he get the onslaught away? JT is there to interrupt it with the charge, but he goes through. Usually, the Spirit Breaker wins this battle, but Primal Beast this time just goes straight through.
Yeah, he messed up a little bit. I feel like both of them... I'm not sure. Should both of them get stunned? Top lane, Echo?
At least... Okay, this is a tight one. I think he's dropping that Vanguard regeneration isn't going to be enough. And X-Nova also shows up, so that would have sealed his steal, but... At least from my past history, I feel like Spirit Breaker Charge is stronger than Onslaught, but I guess it could be down to luck which one connects first, because as you can see, the AoE feels a bit bigger on Charge of Darkness versus Onslaught.
Yeah, right there, because I remember playing a couple of Breaker games into Primal Beast, and sometimes we both get like stunned. I get moved back, he gets stunned. But...
You'd need to know the exact animation AoE, because if you come at a different angle, maybe that changes things a little bit.
Well, I think you're right. It also comes to the angle and server tick. Yeah, this game is crazy. That's why we love it. There's just so many nuances.
There's a lot of nuances that Team Bright has to answer this game. It's a 4K lead for IG. Bottom lane at the secret shop. They found themselves a Shadow Demon, Undying. Well, he's not undying, at least, because he's found a mere mortal in the eyes of X-Nova. Now 5 kills on the support Weaver. Top tower also falls, but Boca does get a bit of poke from Imitator, but he's out.
Yep, they're getting themselves a nice little lead on side of IG. At the same time, the team fight is solid. Like you could see the team fight from Team Bright. Inkswell into Primal Beast Onslaught is no joke, and then follow up from the Chronosphere.
But holy, when you look at net worth, that is a big discrepancy between the cores of both teams, and they're using this to their full potential. IG, they know that they're feeling that they're a bit ahead here. Phoenix gets destroyed by nothing to say. We already highlighted how good of a game this Earthshaker is going to have, but destroying your enemy mid in 2 hits with 2 consecutive enchant totems, that is just... that is quite the something. They're going to attempt at least with this disruption onto NTS. He just Echo Slams right away, and he wants to go on the next one. Egg in a perfect place as well. Imitator can't do anything about it. Irving slowly ticking low, and that stun's going to connect onto the Grimstroke as well. They don't even get NTS. He gets denied by JT and the rest of the squad. Phoenix charging in. and JT has the stronger charge. Again, Phoenix gets poked away. JT with a double kill. 4 heroes dead on the side of Bright. They already lost to Phoenix as well, so technically they did get team wiped already. But does he lose his life on top of the 5 they've lost already?
JT.
Hiding in the trees.
It's such a JT thing to start diving, you know, to be... Oh!
He didn't even want to dive there, but the game
didn't
tells
want to,
yes,
yeah.
go, go.
Gaben interfered. He forced him to dive. Yeah, that's a disaster for Team Bright right now. They're buying all these Midases and they're not finishing them. Instead, they're fighting. There's a chrono, but there's a song. Like, you're not killing her.
Singing
Doom is
in
not
the
there.
endless time. There we
She
go.
can just TP. 4 heroes. Rotation for nothing, really. I feel like, you know, you were mentioning this big network discrepancy, and it is huge. And Primal Beast down bottom.
Yeah, he's taking some bullying here and might actually cost his life here. There's the Shadow Demon is teleporting in. He's got the bubble on 1 and slowly burning Phoenix. Oh, Phoenix burnt by a Phoenix. Ain't that ironic?
Shadow
And
Demon.
on to the next one.
Yeah. That's a
TD
1000.
shaker.
That's almost like the Shaker and the Primal Beast. I feel like are the reason why we see this discrepancy. Like, okay, all lanes didn't go great, but mid lane was the worst. And now you have this Shaker with the Blink Dagger way too early on. He's just destroying the map. Like, he's making a huge difference everywhere you look.
A lot of death all over the place. JT 308, X-Nova 503.
There you go,
Boca even
another
has a
one.
13 KDA and nothing to say. He's done this before. He will do it again.
Top lane.
Yeah, it's just death all over the place. Irving gonna be the next casualty. So how long can Team Bright take this beating?
I mean, they can try for a bit longer because they all itemized. Well, not all of them. There's a Midas on Doom and Midas on Void, so they probably will continue, you know, just playing a bit more, but it's very unlikely that they'll be able to turn this one. 15k, 15 minutes in. 1k GPM advantage for IG.
It's just X-Nova's Weaver who is not above the rest of the team of Team Bright. Even the Phoenix has more net worth now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is I wouldn't even say this is a rude awakening. This is just how IG operates.
Yeah, pretty much. He jumped in. He's dead. I feel like there's no echo. Maybe he's not dead. Never mind.
X-Nova just wants to steal his CS.
He's scared.
Frustration of almost finishing off a creep and somebody just yoinks it right in front. You know, the Rubik zap. It's like you're almost done finishing the camp and then he just zaps all the creeps right in front of you and you're like,
yeah.
You feel like you want to throw a middle finger in the air. Like, why'd you do that? I mean, you're an opponent, so obviously he will do that.
We should change the high five into a middle finger, you know. You can use it once a game. Phoenix.
JT.
He's going in for JT.
Okay, this time he loses the charge battle. I think he was feeling a bit confident there, but they've got the backup. There goes one. And they just need one stun for Phoenix, and JT's got it.
Come on.
JT lost one charge battle, but he wins the charge war with this one.
Yeah, that bash, that's just sad. Like, Phoenix is already having a rough game and then he gets firsted bashed.
Oh, he charged.
No, it was a bash. It wasn't a charge.
Sure? It's a 9-second cooldown.
I mean, I could be crazy. I don't know. I saw a right click.
We're both crazy here. We're all crazy here.
He literally took his arm up and hit him. So
sometimes that's all you need. Powerful man.
I'll look at it again. I'll go on the replay and I'll tell you. I'll tell you later.
I believe you, Lizard. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. We have still a 1k GPM at 18 minutes with an 18k lead for Invictus Gaming. This is an absolutely brutal game. So Team Bright, they still feel like they have a shot at it. Their itemization is not online yet. Doom Midas faces Void Midas. I think the Midas is the reason why they are still going on with this game.
Pretty much, yeah.
They need to hit the right targets at the right time. A lot of big streaks to be collected too. They see the Doom in the lane. Midasing, so nothing to say. It's like, yep, they're around. JT gets hit by the Chrono. And they are going to attempt with their best, but the Echo Slam hits on the back line, and nothing to say. He's going to get doomed up by Irving. JT survives the Chrono, and the egg is dropped right in front of the Doom, in front of the Primal Beast. But Phoenix is doing a lot of damage here, rolling around with that trample. They have to intervene with the Song. Monet getting the rest of his squad back to safety. Nothing to say. Blink is available. Wants to chase down Phoenix. Undyne will drop to X-Nova. And that was close that Phoenix could have actually gotten a triple kill. The pace that they were dropping in that inside that trample onslaught combo.
Yeah, he was. You mean Phoenix Primal Beast, right? Like he was dishing out a lot of damage, indeed.
Yes. Yeah, Phoenix Primal Beast. Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't enough to take the Shaker at least down. He was doomed as well, but he manages to get away. It's just like this network advantage is huge. If you look at Phoenix, even you're talking about the Midases on one side. Well, Phoenix has a Midas, Spirit Breaker has a Midas too, unused, and he has 2 charges, but still.
Yeah, the Phoenix Midas.
Yeah, exactly. Baboka. He's got a Vessel, Midas. He's going into Hex next. This Phoenix is, I mean, he's 4th on the network charts. He's higher than Doom.
With the amount of Phoenix picks here in the Chinese region, and if Team Bright is still going to stay alive for a long time, we need to come up with a nickname for Phoenix at this rate, so we don't keep confusing the hero and the player. Would be so much easier, Phoenix, if you just picked Phoenix. Phoenix mid.
Phoenix mid playing Phoenix.
Yes. I had some friends back in pubs. Yeah. Like I had a couple of friends in pubs playing mid Phoenix, and it was like this guy hits 3,000 HP fairly early on, and that was before all the stat changes a couple years back.
No, I did it. Like I spammed it actually on mid. I spammed like long time ago, maybe 6 years ago. I spammed Phoenix and Kotl. Those were my 2 mid lane heroes. Before all the changes, maybe even more than 6 years, like.
Right.
Because they were just so easy to win the lane with. You just spam constantly. Back when mid lane was put in a way that you had all the trees around the tier 1s, so you could hide on the sidelines and channel Illuminate, and I love that shit. And then Phoenix had a plus 65 damage talent on Fire Spirits, like level 15. You literally, like, you buy Vessel, you buy Veil, no matter who you go on.
Oh, that was a big miss there from Irving. They put the Inkswell, he blinks in with the War Stomp, but it doesn't connect onto the Shaker, so he misses every other spell too, so that's a wasted Doom. And IG's pretty happy to just walk off the Doom, which a normal human being wouldn't normally be able to do. They are closing in, nothing to say. He's thinking about Imitator here. He's going to go straight for the Doom with the Echo Slam. Fissure dropped in the Enchant Totem. Big heals, but also the damage from the Phoenix feels it's a bit overwhelming for this Doom to survive. JT, beautiful charge, hitting 3 in the back line. Nothing to say will drop, though, and Phoenix Primal Beast, he's going to go down. And that is 2 heroes gone from the side of Bright. And there we go. They've had it. They've had enough of this one. It was a brutal beating, but the beating, yeah, I think it's finally over.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Phoenix, the Primal Beast, actually is managing to get kills, even he almost has nothing to his